Hey, you two, this is React City. I'm Marcus.
I'm Rose.
I'm Miki.
And this is React Cast Podcast.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's been a little while because we took that week off, but thank you very much for being here. And so we have a fun fact this week. And so, you know how everyone in Code Geass loves pizza? It's because did I say this before?
No.
I just got deja vu, like I said
I
before.
just noticed they do like pizza, but then again, pizza is pizza. So.
Yeah, I mean,
It's because Pizza Hut sponsored them.
oh,
So yeah, I just put it everywhere in the show.
that's so funny.
Yeah.
I couldn't find exactly how much they contributed, but there seems to be some rumors that maybe it wasn't a massive amount, but just loved the idea, so they just put it everywhere.
Oh wow, pizza.
Pizza everywhere. We can do it.
It was a really fun little quirk that they added to the characters. It actually made me like, what's her name?
CC.
No, not C. Yeah, it is CC.
Yeah.
It made me like CC more because she liked pizza that much, just because it added personality. Because
Same.
otherwise she was so dry.
Yes.
You know?
It did add life to her.
And then the moment when the giant pizza fell on the tree, she's like, my pizza, when she was standing on top of school.
It was like this dramatic moment too. The zoom into her
And
face.
her hair everywhere.
Yes.
But so many animes add that mysterious character that just stands off in distance, refusing to tell you any information, and that was her.
Yeah.
But because of the pizza, it's like, you know what, you're alright.
Yeah.
You're alright. You are a human underneath.
You are a
person.
sentient creature. Yes.
You're a sentient creature.
Yeah, and apparently Pizza Hut's Japanese mascot, Cheese-kun, may be seen throughout the show.
Wow.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know why I read it like that, but yeah, we know Cheese-kun, and she's been holding the little doll Cheese-kun.
Oh.
That's the mascot.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, okay.
Did not know that.
Huh.
And additionally, it says Big Lobe, a Japanese broadband provider, is another Code Geass sponsor who you can see heavily throughout the show. But I didn't notice that one.
I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't notice that at all.
Broadband provider.
It's not pizza. Okay.
Pizza.
Yeah, you know how you ever seen movies where they do the really, really obvious brand placement?
Yeah.
And it's just annoying.
Yeah.
There was this, what is it? It was a K-drama I was watching recently. I wish I could remember what it was, but it's like, I think it was Hometown Cha-Cha. Where it's like it's like maybe they made a deal with the companies, but they hadn't shoehorned all of the other product placements in. It's like the last 2 to 3 episodes, there was so much product placement. There was Domino's pizza, there was this caffeine candy, there was this health juice, like on the go juice that you can drink. It was so much. It was so often. I'm like, this isn't well integrated, guys. You stopped the flow of the story.
Just
to go
to
like, these candies. Oh wow. I was like, what you doing there? It's like, have you tried these candies? I was like, guys.
Wow.
Varying degrees of success.
Yes.
Like in Transformers, I mean, in American movies, they've got a lot of eye roll moments for brand placements. Like in Transformers, you've got the Bud Light, the guy's fixing the car, and then it takes down, it's like, and it moves on, and it's like, whatever.
I don't remember that.
And it's just like, okay, you got your money, move on.
Yeah.
But do something fun with it that doesn't ruin the story.
Yeah.
You know? I don't think it's that hard, but I can understand why in the writer's room you've got this thing going, and just like, okay, I got to integrate this to a thing. Give it this moment, and you move on with the story. I feel like that's what happens a lot of the time.
Yeah, and something else I think about that. It's interesting that I think the reason Code Geass didn't have a problem with this because if you think about integrating Pizza Hut into a show, then you have to like keep it for how many ever seasons you have this character because they like Pizza Hut. You know, you could do something where maybe they just like pizza, and then in that season it's always Pizza Hut because they were living near a Pizza Hut or something. But
yeah,
I don't know. And Cheese-kun mascot, like that's like her favorite thing. So what do you do when you're no longer sponsored? She no longer has it. She no longer cares. You know.
I mean, yeah.
Or maybe there's like a clause. It's like this is an indefinite sponsorship. For as long as this series continues, you must sponsor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like and something also that worked to their strength. Once the show realized it was time for serious moments, it stopped bringing up the whole pizza thing very much. Also, right when she started being more interesting, because we started seeing her background, we started seeing her try to get closer to the Lulu, stuff like that. So by the time that came around, we didn't really need the quirky side aspect of anything. But they also already got paid.
Yeah.
So
we got their money.
It's good. So now you know that she likes pizza, but it's
Yeah.
no longer the only thing about her character, so they don't constantly show it anymore. Yeah. So we've also got... Oh yeah, so we watched Jujutsu Kaisen this week.
Yeah.
And massive spoilers for Jujutsu Kaisen episode...
What's
11.
11.
Season 2, episode 11.
Let's do that on you. We just saw that Gojo has been trapped, and I wrote down Gojo got bodied. And spoiler warnings. This was the only time I've seen more spoiler warnings than I saw comment wars. Because every other show where there's a big spoiler moment or something that happens, you see comment chain after comment chain of just like one person say, "Hey, watch out for spoilers. Don't read the replies." 86 replies. Just like you already know what went down in that comment chain. You know what I mean? But I didn't see that a single time with our videos. I watched other people's reaction videos. I didn't see it anytime with those guys.
Wow.
Yeah, it was actually impressive because whenever something like this happens, I'm just ready to. I'm just going to see a spoiler. And I didn't. I actually didn't.
Nice job.
That's crazy.
Yeah, good
job, JJK
Yay.
fans.
Yeah, I think they genuinely... It's one of the cases where everyone wants the people to see it for themselves.
Yeah.
Which is very rare.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, guys, wait until you see this.
It actually was amazing, though. The whole sequence of events that have happened so far.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that it's only episode 11.
Double checks.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's only episode 11. Like, we went through an entire flashbacks arc, basically, and it was enough of Gojo and Geto. And now we have, like, Gojo going down, and I feel like no way this all happened in 11 episodes, but it did.
Yeah, dude, the fact that the flashback art, it felt like a season.
Yeah.
It really felt like
100%.
a season. We've only seen 5 episodes. What we have seen since the flashback is less than the flashback. And it feels like more has passed than the flashback.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Crazy. But I guess it goes to show how well they have written the show because, like, they were able to keep the pacing and everything flowing without feeling like it's too fast, whereas we did go through quite a bit of time.
Yeah.
You know? It's well done.
Very well done.
Yeah, and they did a great job of making me care about Geto.
Yeah.
And now that we've seen what's going on with Geto, is that it seems like he's kind of still in there.
Yeah.
But he is dead.
Yeah.
So it's just like, wow, he's actually gone. And it felt like a loss.
I felt so sad.
Yeah.
Like, after the episode we found out about that, I was so sad. I was like, oh, Geto, I wanted to see more of you.
It's like, oh, I know you're the bad guy, but
Yeah.
come back.
Yes. You know, I even wish, like, as much as it would ruin his character a little bit, I would almost want him to come back and be nice. Like, I changed my ways. I'm just gonna go live with these little 2 girls and raise them now. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I feel like if he is able to come back,
Yeah.
He'll change somehow.
He'll at least be like incapacitated in some respect. So
Maybe that would help. That might help. Except those 2 girls might do something. I just feel like whatever their power is.
We'll take care of you, Dad.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna have to change tactics somewhat because Geto couldn't even beat Yuta.
Yeah.
He can't beat Gojo.
No.
You know?
And then whoever this guy that took his body, the girls don't seem to be confident to be able to do anything.
Yeah, speaking of which, so they were talking about how the soul is the body or the body is the soul kind of talk. And so it seems that for this power, the body is the soul in this case. So if he is in there, like you're saying, the whole incapacitated thing, I'm wondering if maybe Gojo, like, does Gojo even try to bring him back? Because he misses his friend, but he also finished his friend off.
Yeah, he did what he had to do.
But yeah, what a twist. Like, of all the twists that JJK could have twisted, it's not actually him.
Yeah, that was kind of wow.
It is, but it's not.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm still like, I still can't believe it. Like, I'm still holding out. No, Geto's gonna come back. He's gonna come back, right?
Ooh, what if Shoko can fix him after they take out the weird brain thing?
Maybe. That's I keep thinking of her because I feel like she's been working on resurrection. Like, why else
Works in a morgue.
Why else did she have Itadori on the slab for so long? She was trying something. Or she planned on trying something.
It was like a month or something, right?
I don't know how long it was. I can't remember. It was a long time, though.
Well, no, he was faking dead for like a month, but how long did they have him? It was a while. They didn't have the body for a while.
Faking dead.
Well, not faking dead. I mean, like, in the morgue. How long they had him in the morgue?
Because I mean, he was dead
Yeah.
from when he was up against Fushiguro and he comes back.
Yeah.
He died at that point, I think.
Yeah.
So
I was just trying to justify, like, yeah, so she's trying to resurrect him. I was just wondering how long he was there. Therefore, yeah, she was trying to bring him back.
yeah, I mean,
Because if he was on the slab for a couple of days, even just a couple of days, it'd be like, yeah, she was probably trying
Yeah.
to
doing something. Yeah, it doesn't make sense that he was out just there on the table and he's able to just sit up. I would think he was like in a box.
Yeah.
You know, in one of those things.
The drawers.
But no, she was doing something.
It's also possible that they just hoped that maybe some weird
Sakura.
power would bring him back.
Maybe they were holding out for somebody doing
Yeah,
something.
they're just like, well, he's not coming back. That's it. Sorry. And then they were gonna chuck him. Or something.
Check him.
His body was not right.
No, it wasn't. That's true. However, even if it was just a couple of days, it should have started running.
Or at least smelling.
Yeah.
Unless they pumped it full of
Losing color.
formaldehyde.
Oh no. He wakes up.
It's like, I feel really sick for some reason, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anything else on Jujutsu Kaisen thoughts on the season so far?
Before we got to these last, I would say the last 2 episodes, it felt really slow.
Really?
Yeah. To me at least.
Okay.
But the last 2 episodes have been really like, pew, 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 we're going.
I will admit the start of the Shibuya incident, that the play out was a little slow.
The build up, yeah.
Yeah, the build up was a little slow. Like how long it took people to even get close to the veil. But guys, that's why when the Gojo was finally inside, I was like, oh, good, let's get somewhere now.
It did feel like I was waiting a bit, but I mostly felt like it was because we just finished the flashback and it was such a heavy hit that they needed time to reel back, and also they needed time to just let the audience feel at ease before they did another big thing.
Oh yeah, I did take it as that. I agree. So I wasn't really bothered by it, but I noticed it. I was like, oh, it's kind of slow, but I was like, it's okay. Because things happen.
Things are gonna happen.
Yeah, and that's it. I was like, things are going to happen. Like, things happened and things are going to happen. Yeah. So I was like, I wasn't looking forward to it, especially because I knew they were calling for Gojo. I was like, no.
Yeah, so powerful. They're calling for you. You're not worried at all. Like, all right, sure, whatever. I know it's a trap. It's not gonna work.
Right. Oh.
But we got some interesting news also with Crunchyroll.
Oh.
So Crunchyroll just settled a class action lawsuit.
What?
Yeah, so I just saw this on Anime News Network. So a bunch of people thought this was a scam when they got the email, but apparently no, it is legit. Some people didn't get the email. I don't think we got an email, but apparently in the U.S. they just lost a lawsuit against Salvador Beltran Jr. and others, and because it's a class action lawsuit, it makes every user in the United States eligible for a payment of $30. It seems some more, some less, and you have to submit a claim form by December 12th, 2023.
Ooh.
So if you're living in the U.S., I guess check that out.
Yeah.
I mean,
you can get $30, but what is that? Like a month free? 1 month?
2 months. 3
couple of months. Yeah, it's $8.49 per month.
Oh yeah, a couple months free of Crunchyroll. That sounds great.
Yeah, so apparently this happened because they violated the United States Video Privacy Protection Act by disclosing subscribers' personal identifiable information to Facebook and other third-party companies.
Wow.
Yeah, Sony Pictures and Crunchyroll denied the claim, but decided to settle to avoid uncertainties and expenses associated with continuing the case. So they figured it was better just to pay people because probably most of you aren't going to do the claim.
It's true.
This is It's like how many of our people actually check their email?
Yeah, so that's pretty interesting. I clicked on this. I followed it through. There's an actual form there. It doesn't look like it's anything too crazy.
That's interesting. So they were basically selling information to Facebook. But I mean,
We know they do that.
everybody does it. It's
Literally.
just they got caught.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, go pay money.
I did a college class a couple of years ago where they were talking about information privacy and ethics around it, and they were showing videos from companies talking about their stances on it. And it was funny seeing the companies, like it was like Apple talking about it and Facebook talking about it, knowing that they're doing it, but they all had these stances of no, we protect consumer identities and blah blah blah.
Whatever.
It's it's PR talk and stuff like that. But it's I mean, if you want to participate in the online world, or not even online world, if you just want to live and have TV, your data's getting sold.
Yeah.
I mean, there's really nothing you can do about it. If you want the $30, go for it. Yeah.
$30.
Someone fought for you and won.
Yeah, get that money.
Yeah.
To get their money.
Get their money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Spy X Family, October 7th. It came out.
It came out. Spy Family
Season 2.
Season 2, Season 3. I think it's Season 3. Season 3.
How
I
exciting!
didn't go see the first episode. Then I completely missed it.
Yeah, that's good news for you because now you don't have to wait so long for next episode as well.
Yay! Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to see it. There has been absolutely no progress in the romantic relationship of the mother and father, but I'm holding out for it. They're at least feeling attached to each other.
Oh,
Where's the romance? Anya be the wingman.
Is she trying to be?
She kind of, I guess, because she wants to keep having a family.
Oh,
you know?
That's sad. But I mean, yeah,
It's a
that's
family.
sad.
I mean, she still considers them both mom and dad. But she's
okay.
like, yeah.
I was gonna say, I saw on the Crunchyroll front page, I was just reading like the little blurb about the show, and it was basically, it wasn't even about their relationship. It was just like the guy. He's trying to infiltrate the school and kill the man or whatever. And it's like that's the goal of the show. It's not even anything else. These people just happen to
have
be there.
family.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Slice of life with a twist.
Yes. Okay, so the mother is an assassin, and in this world, apparently, if everybody is super paranoid about spies and stuff coming from. So there's the east against the west. Everybody's paranoid of each other.
Cold War.
Yeah. So an unmarried woman over a certain age is suspicious to other people. So she's like, "Oh no, I'm gonna be suspected, and they might find out I'm a spy. An assassin."
Worse.
Yeah. So Lloyd ends up being like, "Hey, do you want to get married?" And she's like, "Sure." So that's how she gets roped into it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I watched the first episode in Spanish.
Why?
Because I wanted to watch something in Spanish. I was like, hey, it's in Spanish. I'll watch this.
Could you understand?
Oh, no, it was in Spanish. It was Italian. And I couldn't understand a lot because it was Italian.
Okay.
I do understand Italian, but my listening is not that great. And then they're using words in anime, you know, as they do.
Yes.
So.
I'm telling you, play video games. It'll work way better with that.
Really? What?
Oh yeah, because it's scripted scenes. You know exactly what's going to happen. Just play it through 3 times in English. Swap to any other language. You know what they're saying because you've heard it.
Yeah.
So I forget. Do they know the occupation of the other?
No.
Just no.
Only she knows everything.
Yes.
Okay.
The little girl.
The little girl knows everything because she's telepathic.
Gotcha.
She can read everybody's mind. However, Lloyd has avoided thinking about the fact that he's gonna have to dip once his mission is over.
Well.
Around her, so she's just like, it's dad family.
Yeah,
dad.
so she has no idea.
But she is still trying. She also loves spies, so she's also trying to help him on his mission, which isn't going well for her, by the way.
Of course not.
So how old is she?
Great question.
Like toddler?
Probably under 10.
She acts pretty young. She's not a toddler though. She could be 5 or 6, maybe.
I would say between 5 and 8.
Well,
maybe. She acts pretty young.
Yes. She is also absolutely adorable.
Yeah, when she cries.
Looks really small.
When she
cries,
very
it's
small. Adorable.
Yes. Oh yeah, and they also recently got a dog.
The dog.
Is
that what that is?
It looks like a capybara, doesn't it?
I thought it was a bear. It's like, why is there a polar bear in the party? It's a dog.
And the dog can see the future.
Oh my gosh.
Why?
Yes.
This writer's just having a fever dream and sharing it with the world.
So what does that add to the story? If this dog that cannot speak can see the future.
He has high intelligence.
Okay.
He just absolutely loves Anya. He wants to stay with Anya.
Okay.
He was a test subject dog before, so now he has a family.
She was a test subject too, right?
I think so. There's hints that she was.
Yeah. Remember one flashback.
Hasn't gone into it much yet, but for little hints here and there, we haven't seen a flashback.
Yeah, it's not about her. That's why it's about the man.
It's about Spy Family. It's not called Lloyd Forger. It's called Spy Family.
So does each episode all focus around? I mean, you just said it doesn't necessarily focus on her, but who does it follow usually?
It usually follows Anya, and occasionally it will it kind of switches between Anya and Lloyd's mission of like, okay, I need to try and like disguise myself as the janitor so I can get into Anya's school so that I can set up a situation where she looks good and stuff like that. And what's her name? I forgot. Is it Yuri? I think, yeah, her name is Yuri, the mother. She hasn't assassinated as much lately. I noticed. Her skills still come in handy though, because you know they did a tennis tournament, but her tennis was too dangerous.
What?
She goes like that, and she like destroys the ball. So
great.
Okay.
he had to go with one of his other spy co-workers. But the spy co-worker is also in love with Lloyd,
Of course.
but Lloyd had, of course, right over his head,
Of course.
absolutely no clue. But she hates Yuri because she's like, I should have been the one who was chosen to be his wife, and then we'd fall in love. That's her brain is out there.
So chosen. So did this relationship get paired up? By
No. Lloyd chose her.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Lloyd asked her.
With Anya's push, because Anya read her mind that she's like, oh, I need to get married, and she was, they were in like a dress shop, so Anya was like, oh, how I wish I had a mom. It's like, Anya, what's wrong with you?
And that works.
Yes. They got the conversation started, then they ended up talking. Yeah.
How quick did they go from just talking to married?
Like same episode?
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow. Okay.
Like the next the next night, I think.
Yeah.
Because there was like a party.
And he doesn't find it suspicious that she just said yes?
Well, she gave him the reason that apparently it's suspicious for women under the age and thing. That
he just doesn't know that she's an assassin, and that's why she doesn't want to be caught.
Anything else that you're looking forward to, or anything else about it?
I'm looking forward to what happens at school next because Anya has a friend. I forgot her name. I think it's Betty. She acts like everybody else is childish, but I don't know if that's just her personality. I was like, I'm the grown-up one, or if it's because she's a counter spy. I would totally buy that this little child is a counter spy.
An adult that looks like a child.
Yes,
it's a lolly. They brought it a lolly.
Yeah. Hey, that's pretty interesting. Good for you. I know you really like this show.
Yes.
Yeah.
I really want to get into it.
Watch it.
I know.
I love it.
You
I
literally
know.
have to
There's no thanks.
I understand.
Have
Just
an account.
Do it.
Click the video. Click play. It's not that hard.
It is hard.
No, it's not. You click the button.
It is hard.
And you do nothing else. That's it. But there is something else I wanted to bring up because we have both actually been recently watching the manhwa YouTube videos where they just talk about the comic. And there is something that has been bugging me because it doesn't seem to bug any of the viewers. Manhwa channels share no information.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I was going to talk about that
They
too.
clickbait the title, and that's okay. They clickbait the thumbnail. I don't care. But why do they not say what they're reading?
Yeah, they'll say something like the prince finds her after 1,000 years, but like they don't put the title of the actual manhwa anywhere in the description or in the comments. Usually people have to ask, does anybody know the name? And then another random viewer will come by and be like, oh, it's this.
It's like, wow. They all do that?
Yeah, almost all of them. Some of them don't, but almost all of them do. And I don't understand because I feel like it's so little effort to just put it in the description. It makes me almost think, sometimes I wonder, is this like an AI-generated YouTube channel? Because everything's robot voice, usually. So it's like, did someone like figure out a way to code how to automatically read a random show and best clickbait the title? Because I just don't understand the process, the mental process of uploading this video and never telling anyone what it was.
Yeah.
And then you go into the comments and you'll see someone be like, don't worry, I spent the last 30 minutes looking for it, I found out what it is, you can thank me later. And I don't like to dislike videos very often unless they say or do something that I find really stupid. But I don't understand the ratio that I'm seeing because any other channel does something like that, like a movie channel that they talk about the movie and they don't put the movie in the title or description. they get like 30% dislikes.
Oh.
But you go to these channels, it's 100% like ratio. And I'm not calling for dislikes. I'm just confused as how is it everyone's cool with this, and no one even once brings up, why did you not say anything in the comments? There's never a comment about it.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, are these comments fake? I just don't get it. It's like everyone is cool with mediocrity.
Maybe they're just like, this is my life. I'm not going to complain.
All I can think is that maybe they've seen the manga or manhwa, and then they like searched it in YouTube to see if anybody was reading it for them. That's all I can think.
So then they don't really think
like
about it.
One comment in a sea of like 30 comments that will tell you the name. Everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, this was great! Oh, did you see them?" And oh wow, that moment was so cool. What's the name?
Yeah.
Is nobody curious? And then they're like, "Part 2, please! Like, just give me the name."
Like, if this video gets 10,000 likes, we'll continue it. You know what? Actually, that may be why they don't give the name.
Maybe, yeah. Oh, I think we just cracked the code.
Correct
it.
Yeah. Okay.
There it is. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't go back afterwards because I'm ahead of the story now. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah. If I find out what it is, the thing is weird because like the presentation of some of the videos is really good. There have been a couple that I've come across like I really like the subtle jokes that this guy will insert randomly, or just sometimes there's not a robot voice and it's actually a good voice reading the story. The paneling's good, and I'll scroll and I was like, oh, this channel, maybe I'll subscribe. I don't. Because it takes like 5 times of me appreciating you before I subscribe.
Yeah.
But the thing is, there's so many channels. It's like 1 every 10 that you'll see them again.
Yeah.
So I saw a couple of them. I do hope that there is a part 2 to their video, but vast majority of the time that is not the case. And so it's like I'm not gonna wait till you hit 10,000 likes. You know, I'm not gonna keep checking back because once you hit that like ratio, unless this person has pre-made the video,
it's gonna take a while before it comes out.
it's gonna take weeks.
Yeah.
You know, because some of these videos are hours long because they go through like 50 chapters.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I've seen like 3-hour ones. I've seen 8-hour ones of entire mangas.
I watched a 4-hour one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw an
watch it
8-hour
on
one.
2 times speed because I'm not that patient.
Yeah, I've watched a full 8-hour one of one that was it was one of the ones that I was talking about in terms of brutality. It was like that.
Gosh.
But yeah, once you like I've said before, once I find a book that you really like, you don't want it to end.
Yeah.
And so I like that. So if I get used to your presentation, I want you to continue with that presentation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like it's just a small courtesy just to include what it's called, but I can kind of see now why
they don't. Yeah.
I'm just more surprised that everyone's cool with it.
Yeah.
Maybe everybody figured it out. It's like, oh, I guess this is just how we're gonna
Every
do
single
it.
person.
Every single person figured it out.
I also wonder if it's just that like some of these people like they don't want to read the manga. They're just like, just read it to me. Like I'm not interested in reading it on my
So
own.
they're not looking for it. Maybe.
Yeah.
That's entirely possible.
That's probably it. And then, you know, the only person who is interested in reading is the one. What's it called?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard once your attention span gets low enough, reading becomes almost painful. Obviously not physically painful. It's way worse than it seems.
Yeah, I understand.
So, speaking of manhwa though, you've been reading a bunch. I'm wondering if you have a rant on any of them.
I have a rant on general like plot devices. We've talked a little bit about this before, where sometimes like you know the decision for a character to do this thing or act this certain way is purely for plot reasons. Like recently there was one I was reading where she the main character she gets isekai'd. She's the author of the story. She's into this in the story now. The main character can read minds.
Oh.
So he hears her talking about how she's the author, and he's like, "What?" A whole hullabaloo happens. Eventually, they're kind of working together, and he is, but everybody hates him. He's he was the villain of the story. So the Pope comes to her. Pope kidnaps her, first of all. She was in her house. Pope kidnaps her. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, where did she go? She is, so the Pope meets with her. He's like, I want to kill that guy. I think he was the Duke or Viscount. Let's call him the Duke. I want to kill the Duke. Do you want to kill him with me? She's been working with him the whole time. She's kind of friends with him at this point. So I'm like, I don't understand why you can't just say no, that or just skirt the issue. Like she's actually like
having a conversation.
No, she has not internally been like, no way. It was like I'm like, well, what are you doing right now? And then eventually the Duke comes to get her because they figured out that, you know, the only carriage that left the estate went towards the wherever the Pope was. So he comes to get her, and she's like, oh, Duke, you're here. I probably shouldn't let him know that I was kidnapped by the Pope. He'd get upset about it.
Okay.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, why? You've had no problem upsetting him to this point because they have like the bickering thing going on. And then she's like, oh, I also probably shouldn't tell him that the Pope is out for him, you know? Because he'd get upset about it. I'm like, what do you mean? Somebody's trying to kill this man. What do you mean you're not going to let him know? And also, he's like, oh, I was worried when you disappeared. Probably shouldn't let him know that, you know, it was against my will. It's like, oh, I just decided to visit the church, you know. What is this discussion? And then, like, afterwards, something happens where some news about him being a bad guy, you know, before she entered the story or whatever. And she's like, how could he do this? And now I'm like, okay, so you wanted her to actually consider working with the Pope to kill him. Yeah. For some reason,
they had to do all that.
It wasn't enough.
No.
For anybody to actually fathom. It's like, oh, maybe, yeah, I will kill this person. Yeah. Who she's, like, engaged to, by the way. Because he was like, okay, you're gonna be my fiance so that you can't, like, escape from me.
Okay.
Plausible cause to go hunt you down if you ever try to run away.
Sounds logic.
So, yeah, he's the villain of the story. Yeah. But he's been a good person now that she's in the story. Like, it's obvious that they actually have affection for each other. She has recognized it at some point, but somehow all of this has disappeared once the Pope says, I want to kill him.
Wait, didn't you say he could read minds?
Yes. So right, and the Pope also like unlocks her like divine power that she has hidden in her. He's like, and now he can't read your mind anymore.
Oh.
Why do you do that?
So now I'm like, okay, so what part of this do you expect him not to notice? Like, you can hear everybody's brain
Except
all
hers.
the time. Yeah. And now suddenly yours is locked off. You think you're not going to have a conversation about this? Apparently not.
She's like Bella in Twilight.
Yeah. It's worse.
Yeah, but why did the Pope do that?
Because
he wants her to help.
Yeah.
Kill him.
I got twisted and turned about who's trying to kill him.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just so stupid because she has never acted like that before. Like the whole time there's just been like anything happens, she's like communicating with him, letting him know when like big plot things are happening. Like they're good communication is happening. Oh no, he'll get upset if the Pope is trying to kill him. I can't sour his mood this way. What do you mean?
I wonder if it was like a fan voted thing that needed to happen, and the writer's like, I have no way of making this happen except this way.
Like if it was anything other than like, oh, I have something to tell you, gets interrupted by somebody coming in. Those things annoy me.
But it worked at least.
It works better because you just keep missing the opportunity to tell the person, not the fact that you're like, oh, I just won't tell you about this assassination plot on your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, things like that I feel like show it's going to sound insulting because I guess it kind of is. It kind of shows the degrees of writer's skill, where there's a glaring plot issue like that. Like, it's entirely possible that maybe just missed something, but from the fact that he can read minds and suddenly he can't on her, I feel like that would be a glaring what the hell happened to you those past few days. Yeah. But it also reminds me of things like with Dororo. We just watched today Dororo episode 16, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that there's this guy who can control sharks, like they're very obviously monster sharks and they're eating people. Yeah. And they finally managed to catch this guy on land. They beat him up, decided not to kill him, and they put him next to the water, knowing he's fully alive. Yeah. And they're gonna have to go through the water to get back home. Yeah. There's more sharks.
Yeah. Makes no sense.
What are you thinking?
What's the train of thought there?
And on top of that, instead of tying him up, They prove that they have rope by tying up the main character.
Yeah.
So why didn't they tie that guy up if the issue was we didn't want to kill him?
Yeah.
You know, he also had one arm, so it's very easy.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
So it's like stuff like that is it's very annoying, and it really it I don't want to say it takes you out of the immersion of the show. It more just makes you feel like I don't know if trust the show is the right phrasing, but it makes you feel like things don't necessarily make logical sense behind the decisions of the characters, and because of that, it makes your enjoyment go down.
Yeah,
I agree.
I skipped like 10 chapters after that.
God.
I was like, I was so annoyed. I'm like, I just want to wait until this is resolved.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I've had that happen with plenty of manhwas as well. You read something that's just.
It's like, really?
Just get to it.
Yeah.
Because we know it's going to get fixed.
Yeah. There was another manga thing that, I guess it was... This one is more fathomable. Okay, so she's a female knight. She's like been in the man's world the whole time, so she's constantly fighting to prove herself, even though despite the fact that she's a woman. He's the king now. The king has always loved her. And he finally confesses to her that he's loved her the whole time, and then she's like, does that mean like all of my accomplishments have been because you've been behind me and all? No, get out.
Wow.
What do you mean? It's been 160 chapters of this. We've been waiting the whole time. What do you mean, get out? You know when they actually finally officially get together? Chapter 195.
Wow.
I'm like, what do you mean? You're hurting me this way.
Is that the last chapter?
Yes.
They end on it. Wow. That sucks. You know, that also tells you that it's an author that doesn't like to write romances.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. They don't want to write the aftermath.
Yeah, you had an author a long time ago that you said like they did that whenever the other thing happened. They ended it.
It was Jane Austen.
Oh.
Yeah. Jane Austen does not like to write that. Just like, and they're happy now. We're done.
I do notice this with a lot of newer isekais lately, is that like immediately upon getting isekai'd, they are like, how am I here? Okay, I'm here now. Yeah. It's like they're not like, wait, what was I doing? Wait, how did I get here? What, do I recognize anything? Where's my house? Where's my actual life?
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, oh, I guess I'll start here.
Yeah.
I guess I'll start a new life.
Yeah.
Usually with the better isekais, like there's like a
progression
of like, okay, I guess I'll let go of my previous life now. I'm gonna stop trying to get back to where I was. Now it's just like, okay, charge on, I guess.
I think it's probably stemming from the fact that the people who are writing it are like, I wish this would have happened to me. I would have just been all about it.
The target audience, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's why most of the time the person who dies is at like a NIT or an otaku. Yeah. Like they don't really have anything that they want to hold on to. They want to go into the manga if they could.
Yeah.
So this is the best ending for them if they could get it.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's usually because it's like, okay, I want the concept of like this person has our understanding of like different things in the world, but now they take that knowledge and they're in this world. But at the same time, it's like, but they never apply anything else.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Or they apply too much. Like if there's somebody who's like even slightly into like herbalism, or
suddenly they're an expert.
Suddenly they're like, oh yes, I've heard of this one plant that's super rare. If you boil it or blanch it and then do this and then all of these things that I've never done before in my life and apply it, I can save you from cancer.
Actually, Doctor in Another World.
I'm like, okay, doctors use Google too. Like, I have to let you know. It's like they don't just like
know everything.
They're not self-Google. You know what I mean? But like, yeah. That's the isekai problem.
The doctor guy, he at one point uses pig intestines to do a blood transfusion.
Oh yeah.
I'm just like, I could maybe do that, but not that plus that plus that plus that. You're not the greatest of all time, man.
Okay, that's not you. Like you've jumped over from like being a human doctor to somehow knowing that pig intestines. Were you also a butcher?
Yeah, actually a miracle worker.
Yeah.
Like if you were just in our world, he still would have been a miracle worker.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I think that's about it though.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so guys, thank you guys very much for being here with us this week on the podcast. If you guys liked your time here, please leave a like, subscribe for us tomorrow. Remember, you can see these 2 weeks ahead with Patreon down below. But either way, thank you very much for being here. I will see you in City. Goodbye.
Bye.